What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eeps. I'm your host, EEPMON, episode 28. And I believe there is about 4 days left until the launch of Eepverse. It is like any sort of startup. Killjoy and I have been very busy finalizing the details and making sure that the minting experience for Eat Monkey will be seamless. And as I mentioned, that not only are we doing the launch, but this is also an informative session to those who are curious and want to know more about what is this talk about Web3, what is this blockchain, and how does it help and support the creator economy and artists at large. So, what better way to do this and launch Eepverse at the same time? Now, it's like it's a startup all over again. And as much as I enjoy it, there's so many details and so many things that is needed to be taken in consideration. For example, like with EEPMON, like my own stuff, right? I'm like startup thinking all the time, entrepreneurial all the time, marketing, creating, communicating, presenting, um, outreach, B2B, business development, traveling, and that's what excuse me, that's what I enjoy doing. It's something that's I've been doing it for over 15 plus years. And now I could truly test this having established uh, connections, good relations, business wise, people wise. And I'm curious to see, I'm even curious myself to see how I can bring these worlds together that I have harnessed through my years as EEPMON into Eepverse. I know many people who really love Eat Monkey and you love Banana Bird, and finally now I can manifest it into an actual thing, an actual project, an actual EEPMON universe. But like I said, there's so many things you have to consider. Making sure that everyone's on top of the things and making sure that we have the cadence of like making sure that we have the communication channels ready, um, continuing to build and foster relationships in the Web3 space. And like today, Killjoy and I, we met a couple people in our meetings, and I would say it's very, very fruitful, very positive, and I can already feel the synergies and energies of really making and supporting Eepverse in what they can do in their world and how we all can connect together. I see an Eepverse chapter in Hong Kong. I see an Eepverse chapter in Tokyo, Yokohama, Kyoto, like that. I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's actually really possible. Now, what I mean by having these different chapters, I'm not saying, oh, let's have a grandiose, like crazy, like events in Shibuya, Japan. Like, I mean, my way of doing this is like, if we're gonna do a little chapter, let's make it little. We don't need to go big. Let's test the waters. Let's go over there. I'm gonna have so my thinking right now, if I were to do a Tokyo chapter, I have my contacts in Japan. I have my business contacts in Japan, and I'm like, hey, maybe what do you think of just doing a little event? Of course, I would supply all the content. We gather a group of people who are also just as interested as, well, not just as, but are interested in this new space and want to learn more and do another info session there. And perhaps in the Tokyo chapter, we will have a special Eat Monkey drop, or a drop that's specifically catered exclusively for people in Tokyo, Japan. So that, we're creating all these different opportunities and crossovers, and then and see how what the results excuse me, what the results will be. Um, but yeah, we won't know, and that's the life of as an entrepreneur and a startup, and just really figuring these things out. We don't know until we try it, right? So okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna execute what I know that I'm familiar with based on my prior experience, and see how that will jive with another event, whether it's in Japan, whether anywhere else. But I think that for sure the one coming up on Friday is going to be very, very interesting. Again, as I mentioned, we have some sponsors, which we are very grateful, and we're putting these things together. So I'm making sure that even though I'm posting stuff on my social media and on Everse, sometimes at times my Instagram stories are kind of random, but I do want to make a point and that I appreciate the supporters and the sponsors, and I will promote where I can. As simple as that, because I believe in this decentralized way of being. Everyone should win. I know it sounds cliche, but everyone has a share in being part of this movement, the Eatverse movement, right? Like it's just sometimes I see these like Web 2 organizations masquerading as if they're like the next big thing. Like we reinvented ourselves in Web 3, but their same business model, which is like I can see through them, I can read them like a book. They're just applying whatever they learned in Web 2 and Web 3, monetize, take a 2% margin, and yeah, and then I think at the end of the day their mandate is to like sell the company. Like no, I just it just puts it's such a cringe thing. If you're truly, I believe if you're really truly invested in this space, you will be engaged, and really this is like your baby. You really want to evolve it, grow it, connect with people in a very authentic and meaningful manner. Not just like, yeah, no, I'm just all like facade and just talking as if I'm a mini sort of entrepreneur or business person. Like, no, it's like that stuff is over, folks. I think that in the Web 3, it's like we're looking for people who are honest, who are tastemakers, but also very like who are down to earth. Okay, because ROI in regards to numbers and stuff isn't the be all and end all, and to continue to talk how much your company made, blah blah blah. It's just like, okay, all right, like it's like boring. It's boring. Like, okay, is that's all? If your numbers and margins is all these startups are all about, then that's just like, come on, dime a dozen, folks. Nothing new there. Come on, show me something that's more like interesting. So yeah, I feel that this is truly the fit for where I belong, where EEPMON belongs, where the Eatverse belongs, and where everyone can just have a good time. Just have a good time. Just be yourselves. No, nothing to. That's what Eatverse is really about. Bringing people together. It just so happens that Eat Monkey is the mascot. That is the anchor to the Eatverse, because it's my character, my brand, and I love this character. It's awesome, and of course, it's not gonna be. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take we have to nurture it. We have to grow it. We want to make sure that we have the right people who really want to take this to the right direction, and that's all we can do at the end of the day. That's all we can do. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm rambling a lot, so I want to have a little bit of show and tell. We're 10 minutes in already. Oh my god. Here we go. So, I enjoy this stuff. Like vapor, this okay, if you guys know what vaporwave is, synthwave is a type of internet meme music genre types movement. So I'm so into this kind of stuff, right? So like when I, Sunset Miami Vice sort of like vibes, you know what I'm saying? But this is Everse here, and as I mentioned, this is probably one of in the future if we were to, let's say, create worlds, perhaps this could be one of them. Perhaps. Here's another little ad I made that you'll probably see on my social media. There's eMonkey again. And you got Art Engine Presents, Eatverse. I'm just having fun with it, right? And again, our registration, QR code, please scan that. If you're in the Ottawa-Gatineau region, check it out. I would love to see you at the IRL event at the venue at Art Engine. And yeah, it's just, creating some cool graphics, character mascots. Oh, and by the way, so people were asking me, okay, you have this monkey, this character, but like, is there any sort of mechanics behind that? And all I will say right now is that, like my City Lights, if you are familiar with my City Lights NFT drop that I did in 2021, during that crazy time of the NFT explosion, there were different elements in which you can hatch. So I continued that notion of hatch elements, and we have a water eat monkey, we have a fire eat monkey, we have a wind eat monkey, earth, and metal. So that means that upon you collecting this character, you're going to have an opportunity to roll the dice, quote unquote, and you'll get a random eat monkey of a certain element. And then if you decide to you like what you see, you like the element, mind you that if you roll again, the chances of you getting that is pretty much impossible because because it's completely randomized. So choose wisely, folks. Do you want a water element, fire, wind, earth, or metal? I'll let you to decide. So let's go scroll down here. You can see it here. And as far as like color wise, you see this is just a prototype, but the color scheme of the monkeys, depending on the element, they're going to be different. So it's not going to look exactly like this. This is just a prototype. You might have, for example, the fire monkey could be like one that's like bloodshot red, and then another one could be just like a bit of on a yellow tone and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And we're gonna start from there. And as I mentioned that for those who will attend the in-person event on Friday, we will part of our info session. We will talk about how to mint the eMonkey, how you can collect the digital asset, which is the monkey. But in addition, we will also want to show how we do airdrops. Airdrops is just a fancy name of saying you will receive a free item that came out of literally air, like because it's like an airdrop, right? And in this case, we're doing a special limited edition Art Engine hoodie because it's going to be an Art Engine. It's our quote unquote Genesis launch, inaugural launch at Art Engine. So to celebrate, we want to give thanks to them for providing and being generous hosts, and people will get a branded Art Engine hoodie, which you can equip eMonkey and have eMonkey wear this hoodie. Pretty cool, right? Very, very cool. For those who are familiar with NFTs or even the Web3 and all that, you could see where perhaps what I am alluding to, the very essence of equipping the monkey is going to be quite an interesting dynamic and mechanic moving forward. So Killjoy and I are looking forward to see what you will do with the items that may come around and how you will customize Eat Monkey, perhaps. Who knows? But this is the first one, and it will be airdropped on Friday, June 14th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Art Engine. So yeah, I am excited. I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited. I don't even care if no one comes. I'm just excited for myself. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, the fact that Killjoy and I, we built this. Like, we know we just took our energy and talent and our passion to build this thing. Honestly, I'm just satisfied. Even if no one came, I'm still happy about this. Because this shows that what is capable, if you really put your mind to it. It all started with a conversation with Killjoy. We were, we're like classmates, right? So we go way back, and we just, over just a coffee and just hanging out with buddies, and we just had a conversation and decided, hey, let's do it. And boom, look at that. And here we are, having met some great people along the way. And now our first launch happening on Friday. Yeah, it was a great learning experience. And for me, like I said, it's not so much about like the end result. It's really about the journey. I think, well, how many months has it been? It's probably been about 3 or 4 months since we really started to work on this. Maybe 3 months now. And that alone, that trajectory, looking back, is just sort of the just tremendous amount of progress and networking and opportunity that we have built and connected because of this. That is the magic, folks. The magic is if you decide to do a startup or you decide to do something on your own, okay, it makes sense to have some goals in place. That's realistic. You have to have some goals in place, but don't be so attached to them as if it was like this shining diamond object in which once you grab it, you're like, yes, I feel it now. I've so obtained what I wanted. Because in my past experience, at least with EEPMON, these goals, it's a moving goalpost, as they would say. Where you end up is definitely or probably most likely not what you had intended when you first started, and you have to get comfortable with that. You have to get comfortable by being uncomfortable. Does that make sense? You have to embrace. That's why when we say embrace the uncertainties, embrace the unknowns, that just means that look, anything will go. Like nothing ever stays stagnant, right? The universe is always like changing. It's fluctuating. It's entropy. So like, don't have this notion of attachment, thinking that I'm just so fixated on this thing, because you must also learn to be flexible and malleable and able to navigate and be liquid through, and basically like you have to flow. You have to flow and move with the currents. If the tides are high, tides are high. Tides are low, tides are low. You just got to know how to mitigate. And I think the true success is able to navigate through the nuances and the waves, and through that journey, will you realize that success is not about obtaining that shiny object at the end of the day. It's not obtaining this like shiny object, right? Like this guy. It's not about shiny object. It's really the shiny object is the entire process, the whole wave in which you were riding. That in itself is the abstract, invisible, shiny object, let's just say. So take moments to appreciate the flow, appreciate the 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 state and current in which you are in, and know that these moments will not aren't they're not static. They will dissipate and go away and disappear, and everything's changing. Everything's changing. So that's at least my tip in regards to how to navigate these waters. So look, I'm excited about the end result too for Friday. I'm also very excited about what will happen until then, 4 days from now. But I'm not attached to any. Like, I'm not attached to any other, like, either. I just need to be content and trust the universe and flow with it to the direction that needs to go. So yeah, that's why I always say I can only think really concretely 4 months at a time. So, anywho, oh boy, I'm 21 minutes again. Jeez, man, I talk too much. No, it's okay. It's good. I need it. And you know what? I like these sessions because maybe this is a great way for me to like just get it out, get it off my chest. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to this thing. Here we go. Just to get my thoughts out, right? And this is a great way for me to record, my thought process and my journey, to share it with you people in my limited capacity, in my very small audience. Thank you to those who are watching. Thank you for just spending time watching my videos. Again, like, I'm not looking for, like, large numbers and stuff like that. I don't even care about even the whole monetization thing. I think it's, for me, it's just, I have experience in this world, and I think it's important to communicate this. I think it is for a digital artist, entrepreneur, creative entrepreneur, that has traveled and has I like to think, some good experience in this world authentically, is I think important for people to hear. So yeah, that's my little story, and that's my mission right now. Eatverse coming up. I have a whole bunch of to-do lists. So in addition to Eatverse, I got other projects going on. Like, I still have a bunch of murals, murals coming up. It's meetings and all that. What day is today? Today's the 10th. But yeah. Oh yeah, I'll talk about this later too. Ottawa Art Gallery has the annual general meeting, which I'll be giving a panel talk. That's coming on June 20th. I'll talk about more about that later. I don't want to digress too much and change subjects. Anywho, Friday is gonna be great. Yeah, until then, have a great night, have a great afternoon, have a great morning wherever you are in the world. This is the Late Night Channel EEPMON signing off, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.